It's coming up to 4 years that I have been making these videos and sharing them online, which is pretty wild. When I look back at some of those first videos, it's insane that that is the same me, but equally it is so nice to have that backlog and go back and see that version of myself. It is such a archival memory that I don't think I would have ever had if I didn't bother to share these online. For anyone who is new and maybe just clicked in, I'll give you a quick recap. I have been making these What YouTube Paid Me videos for a few years now, so if you want to go back and watch any old ones, I do recommend. For anyone who is new here, maybe you just clicked on, welcome. I'm Georgia. I started posting videos in March 2022, and then I was monetized 5 months later in August 2022. I continued to post fairly regularly with 36 videos in total on my channel by April 2023. I then took a big break from YouTube. I honestly was having a lot going on in my personal life, but like most importantly in my work life. My work was not fulfilling me, and that was impacting all areas of my life, including like this creative platform and feeling like I wanted to film and upload videos. So I did take a big break, and I didn't necessarily think I would come back. I didn't give myself any pressure to come back either. Like I only had 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers then, and if you are one of those OGs, thank you so much for being there from day one. But then in around December, January of 2023, 2024, I started to get the bug back to create, and then I came back to YouTube and started to post once a fortnight. So in 2024, I posted 33 videos and made a summary of everything I made that year. And then the following year in 2025, I continued that momentum and I posted 24 long form videos, which might be a few less than 2024, but I posted 31 shorts. So I really started to experiment with the shorts format. And I do think there's pros and cons to that. There were elements about shorts that I really loved, and then equally there were parts that made me not want to continue doing them. So I'm a bit in between and still deciding what I want to do about shorts. Let me know what you personally prefer, long form or shorts. Would love to just like hear from folks what they like. So here we are in 2026, and I love to go through each month's earnings month by month and just reflect on that period of life. So let's kick it off with January. So in January, I only uploaded one video, so a very slow start to the year. I still had a solid amount of views with 46.6 thousand, 5.5 thousand watch hours, 364 new subscribers, and in total I made £209. So all of this will be in pounds because I was making videos in London last year, even though I am now in New York City. So keep that in mind. My RPM, which is my revenue per 1,000 views, is £4.55, and my top earning video from this period was apartment hunting in 2024, which I posted towards the end of the year, and I think we're going to see a theme throughout this year regarding that particular video. It blows my mind that one video can lift your channel up just so much, and how many subscribers and money you can make off of one video. Obviously the channel is doing like really successfully in terms of money, just to have video after video performing like that, which is incredible. I, for one, make videos based on like what I'm interested in and documenting parts of my life that are authentic and realistic to what I'm going through, because like I mentioned, this is very much on the side of my full-time job. I need this to be fun and expressive and creative, and so whenever I feel like I have to do a video for views and then it doesn't get those views, like, oh, that breaks my heart and feels like not the best use of my time. So I try to make sure that I make videos aligned with what I feel like sharing and what I want, or what I think people want to watch. So hopefully that resonates. Do let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions going forward and what you would like to see more of. But yeah, honestly, I should have made an apartment hunting video in 2025 when I moved, based on how successful that video was. Unfortunately, I was just going through heartbreak and did not have the bandwidth for it. In February, I uploaded 2 videos and literally doubled my views with 90.9 thousand views. I had 9.8 thousand watch hours, And then I found 1.1 thousand subscribers. Holy smokes, like hello, welcome to the channel. That's so good. And in total, I made £447 and my RPM was £5 for that month. My top earning videos were what I spend in a week. That really popped off, which I did not see coming. Like, I know that the what I had spent in a week in the past had done quite well, but that one like really popped off. I was very surprised. Maybe it was like the backlog of the apartment hunting folks, but yeah, that was very, very well done. Also, like, I low-key love making those videos because I'm kind of obsessed with money and what people make and how they spend it and how they use their money. So I like doing it for myself, and it actually influenced things. Like, I changed things about my life after watching and doing that video, because I watched it back and I was like, damn, that's just too much money I'm spending on Pilates. And so I literally stopped going to Pilates. Also, I was like, wow, she was really into matcha that week. Does she need to be that obsessed? Maybe one thing I haven't pulled back on is like my boring and plain meals. The other top earning video was apartment hunting 2024 that I was continuing to pull through. I should also point out here that as I was filling out my numbers for each month, I used the same template from the year before and just update the numbers. So as I was going through, I literally was able to see the growth and the difference from last year's numbers for each month to this year's numbers. And I was honestly pretty shook and impressed by myself and all of y'all for being here, because it did feel like my 2025 numbers like smashed my 2024 numbers out of the park. But I remember in 2024, or filming in 2025, being really happy with my 2024 numbers. So I guess it goes to show that if you continue and you're consistent, then slowly the right people find you and you can build more of a community and a subscriber base on YouTube, as slow as it feels it is. In March, I uploaded 3 videos. I had 64.8 thousand views, 6.9 thousand watch hours, and 889 subscribers. In total, I made £354 and had an RPM going up to £5.86. My top earning videos were once again what I spend in a week and apartment hunting. They continue to pull through, but then that momentum also lifted a London vlog, and that got a lot more traction than I usually get for a London vlog. And it's funny because I can't recall what was in that vlog. Like, the thumbnail was just me baking, so it couldn't have been that wildly exciting. But it was nice to know that as people were joining the channel, they were interested in the day-to-day aspects of my life, because I don't think it's every day that someone is going to choose to follow you and be interested in your vlogs necessarily. Like, I, for example, have maybe 10 or 15 vloggers who I'll just like watch every single video they post, but then I discover more YouTubers who aren't necessarily vloggers. They're more giving me information, and like they have that more informative style of a YouTube channel. So really appreciate anyone who joined the channel and has been enjoying the London vlogs. Thank you so much for following along. In April, I uploaded 2 videos, had 57.8 thousand views, 6,000 watch hours, 665 subscribers, and in total I made £299 with an RPM of £5.54. So another great month with what I spent in a week and the apartment hunting from 2024 continuing to pull through. Once again, that momentum like really helped boost that month's London vlogs. So I am keeping that in mind if I guess post a video that I think will go relatively well, or at least reach a wider audience, to then follow it up, I guess, relatively soon or quickly with the more regular day-to-day vlogs, just to kind of, I guess, keep people interested and engaged to see if they want to stick around. Then in May, one of my favorite months of the year, I uploaded 2 videos and 1 short. I had 58.9 thousand views, 6,000 watch hours, 773 subscribers, and made £276 with an RPM of £5. Top earning videos were once again apartment hunting and what I spend in a week, and once again those videos helping boost the momentum of that month's London vlogs. In case I didn't mention this up top, what my goal was for 2025 was to post once every fortnight and stick to that schedule. Like that was my goal. I realized from the year before when I was posting more regularly after my break that the fortnightly upload worked quite well for me, because not only do you have to like make the videos, but then you've got to create the thumbnail, put them up on YouTube Studio, write the little blurb, add all the SEO stuff, add the subtitles and all of those elements. Think about the title, like those things really start to add up, and doing that every week on top of a full-time job, I personally find quite a lot. In addition to that, on the day it uploads, I also found I was a bit like more jittery than usual. I guess I knew that I was putting something out into a very public forum. So yes, we stuck to once every fortnight. And honestly, I was like starting to go through this whole breakup phase during that period, which I'm just reflecting on right now. So also like pat on the back. I can't believe I stuck to my goal of uploading fortnightly despite all of that. In fact, yeah, I feel really proud looking back on this now and reflecting with you all about how much I continue to like give YouTube love, because I do find it important, or at least I want it to play a role in my life, and that I didn't like let it fall by the wayside. And then obviously also in this month, I uploaded a short. So I got a new iPhone, which ended up being a game changer for vlogging. I find vlogging out and about on my iPhone significantly easier. And keep in mind, I already had quite a small vlogging camera. I was using the DJI Pocket 2. In fact, I'm using it right now to film like sit down videos, and I find it really helpful in the house. But other than that, I would find vlogging on my iPhone significantly better. So if you are thinking of starting a YouTube channel, definitely consider upgrading your iPhone and going from there, because to me that is like the only phone or camera you need. In June, I uploaded 2 videos and 2 shorts, had 52.1 thousand views. 12,000 of those were from the shorts. I had 4.9 thousand watch hours, 571 subscribers, and made £251 with an RPM of £5.26. My top earning videos here were apartment hunting and my unofficial guide to London, which I'm not gonna lie, that was a video I thought would probably do better, similar, like on the same level as my what I spend in a week or my apartment hunting. In fact, I would have thought the unofficial guide would have done better than what I spend in a week. So I was a bit like surprised when it didn't do as well. And I guess that just comes back to the fact that that was one of those videos where I was really happy to make it. And I think it's really helpful and I want to share that information with people. But equally, it's like more effort than what I spend in a week, where I'm just filming what I do day to day and just like happen to capture it. Like I had to kind of sit down, film it, get the B-roll, cut it all together, that type of thing. And I spent like maybe a bit too much time on it. I was like really finessing it. So it is interesting, I guess, in terms of what you think will do well, what you think will do really well, and then what actually does well and really well. And if you haven't watched it yet, please go support the channel by watching that video. To me, it is like literally my personal Google Maps. It's all my favorite places. I went to hundreds of times, so I really do recommend it for recommendations around London. In July, I uploaded 1 video, but 8 shorts. So during this period, I really wanted to test travel vlogs as shorts instead of long forms for a few reasons. The first was that when you're on a holiday and you're capturing content, it did sometimes distract me from the relaxing period of a vacation. So maybe we had plans to do like ABC in a day, and you know, weather or moods or whatever meant you only did A, then all of a sudden like the vlog felt like it had less content and that the day didn't flow very naturally, and that would kind of get into my head. Instead, I just wanted to be able to, only do A, but enjoy the afternoon resting and relaxing, because that is what a vacation should be. And in addition to that, whilst a few of my travel vlogs at the start of this channel did relatively well with the algorithm and the views, they more and more recently have not gotten more than like 1,000 or so views, which compared to my London vlogs, which are way easier for me to film because I'm just going out and doing life, was like a bit disappointing, I guess, to spend like that much time and energy. That said, the travel vlogs are also some of my favorites because they capture the memories of traveling. And it's a bit hard because obviously I also love to travel and explore. It's something I really value. So being able to get good views and therefore good monetization on travel videos would obviously be very enticing, but I decided to take a step away from those because they just weren't performing as well. And then, like I said, they were kind of sometimes distracting or detracting from the vacation element or like the rest part of my holiday. Instead, I still wanted to capture those memories, particularly significant moments. So I was going to test, or I did test, with shorts, and that was really, really interesting. I'm surprised by the results, and I like having those little snippets as memories. They are significantly different to a long form travel video though. So I guess I'll have to look back in a year's time and decide what I want to do next and reflect on whether I prefer rewatching the long form videos or if the shorts are enough of a memory. Oh, also during this period, I was traveling with my mum a lot because I was going through the breakup and the end of my relationship. So I also wanted to take extra care of myself and create lots of space and time to relax and be present and feel my feels, which can't always be happening when you're like filming and wanting to share your life online. You kind of want to keep aspects for yourself. But let's go back to the numbers for July. I got 47.5 thousand views, 10,000 of which were from the shorts. I had 2.9 thousand watch hours, 194 subscribers, and in total I made £137 with an RPM of £4.85. So yeah, like a bit of a drop in the money that month. My top earning videos were apartment hunting and what I spend in a week. Whilst it was doing really well up until then, it was starting to drop at this stage, but what a great run it had through February to July. Really proud of that one and all the lifting it did for the channel. So August is where I went gangbusters with my content. I uploaded 2 long form videos, but 12 shorts, which to me, a lot of shorts. I had 105.8 thousand views, 40,000 of which were just from shorts, 3.2 thousand watch hours, obviously dropping with the shorts, 222 subscribers, and I made £139 with an RPM of £4.79. So obviously my money and the RPM were starting to be affected by the shorts. If I'm being honest, the shorts make very little money compared to the long form videos, but obviously like I'm not going viral with my shorts like some people would be. So yeah, it's not really like comparable. My top earning videos were apartment hunting and what I spend in a week. So I guess reflecting back on those shorts and whether they like translate to subscribers / make good money, all the shorts that month made me £5. So like not even a marcher on an alternative based milk, and 28 subscribers. So, almost 200 were coming from my long form videos at the same time that only 28 came from subscribers. So while I do think shorts are so quick to make, like, oh my goodness, the amount of time I spent on a short versus a long form video is significant. But other than that, like, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think, whether I should keep up with some shorts this year and some long form, or just go all in all in on the long form? Yeah, I'd love to know because I'm pretty like up in the air about it. In September, I uploaded 2 videos and then I took a break from shorts to reflect on it. I had 278.7 thousand views, so the shorts really started to do a lot of work. 117,000 of those views were from shorts alone, but yeah, heads up that those views do not translate to meaningful earnings. I had 9.8 thousand watch hours, 1.2 thousand subscribers. Wait, that's a lot of subscribers. And I made £510. Oh, but only £18 of that was from the shorts. And my RPM went up, oh, sorry, I've just realized this is not thanks to the shorts. This is when I uploaded my Starting Over at 30 series. So I was just reflecting on that and thinking, damn, the shorts got me a lot of subscribers and made me good money. But no, this was the month that I enter my Starting Over at 30 period, and obviously moving flats and going through a breakup, people like to watch. So we got a lot of new subscribers because of that, and then also made a good chunk of coin. So that was really nice. Silver linings of my life having to start over. Whew. Man, that took me a long time to share. I really didn't want to, if I'm being honest. I knew I had to, and I was documenting it because I couldn't just go from living in one place and having my ex-partner in all these videos to just like not having him in them and being in a completely new place. Like, I obviously knew I had to tell people, but I didn't expect it to go as like, I guess, successfully as a video goes. I was really touched and moved by so many genuine and kind comments. There was so much kindness in that comment section, and when I was going through all of them, I read every single comment and it made me feel so supported and loved, which was a really nice outcome of having to share something so deeply personal, and honestly something that I didn't want to be happening, let alone having to share with other people for them to know was happening. But we've gone through a lot of therapy, a lot of reflecting. We've changed cities, like a lot has happened since then. So I am feeling really positive and optimistic about it all. But yeah, that September was definitely helped by my breakup. Ay, ay, ay. But that said, it is fun to start over. As hard as it is, and as uncomfortable as it is, oh my goodness, it's so uncomfortable. It feels amazing. And I feel so excited that, like, you know, this time last year when I was filming this type of video, I was living a completely different life to what I'm living right now, in a whole new city, on my own, like reconnecting with myself. It is amazing. So as hard as it was, you know, good things come. In October, I uploaded 2 videos and 2 shorts, so I had 265,000 views, where pretty much half of those, 138,000, were from shorts alone. I had 12.4 thousand watch hours, 1.2 thousand subscribers, so that was incredible over those 2 months to get more than 2,000 subscribers coming along and being part of the channel. That was a really happy period for my little YouTube channel. I made £558, only £16 of which were from shorts, and I had an RPM of 661. So we really started to like amp up that RPM, that lowly, sad RPM. And so my top earning videos were what I spend in a week, but now we are into the 2025 version. So I make one of these each year, and obviously fingers crossed that the 2025 one was going to perform as well as the 2024. But, you know, it did perform well, don't get me wrong, just like not as well. Regardless, super happy with how it is performing, and hopefully it'll continue to reach new subscribers. The other top earning video of that period was Starting Over, which continued to slay. In November, I uploaded 3 videos and 7 shorts. I had a 90.2 thousand views, with 21,000 of those from shorts. I had 6.8 thousand watch hours, 436 subscribers, and in total I made £387, 4 of which were from shorts. And my RPM really went up to £7.64. Honestly, if someone knows why, please let me know. I don't. My top earning videos were my work week, which I was not making a lot of those last year. I guess on top of emotionally having to expose myself on the internet, I also didn't want to have to talk through my day-to-day work. But every time I do upload one of those, I am surprised how engaged people are with it, because for me it really is just like me talking through the boring day-to-day stuff I do for work. But clearly people like it. Let me know in the comments if you're one of those people and if you want to see more, or specifically what. Hopefully I will make a plan to give you more than one of those this year. We will try to up the work week or work day, or just videos about what I do for work. And then the other video that did quite well was what I spend in a week. This was also a period where I was uploading quite a few shorts, because I was testing this idea of using shorts almost as like a trailer for the long form videos. So it would be like a little snippet from the long form video into a short, or it would be like all the places I had eaten or gone to pulled into a short. I don't know if those were successful or not. Like, clearly making £4 is not necessarily financially successful, but I would love to know if that short led you to the long form video, or if it's just distracting from the long form video and it's like unnecessary. Now we get into the final month of the year. It is December and I uploaded 2 videos. I had 25.5 thousand views, 3,000 of those came from shorts, 2,000 watch hours, only 75 subscribers. No offense if you came in December, welcome, really glad to have you here. But yeah, that number was quite low. I feel like my channel really drops off in December. I feel like some channels pop off in December. Mine is not one of those. It's like a dead era for me. December and January, like very little love, but that's okay. I think I should, instead of like fighting it, I should just embrace it and take a break myself. I made £101, an RPM of £5.27, and my top earning videos were the best free things to do in London, which honestly, there's like 50 plus recommendations in there. And not only do I recommend certain things, but I grouped them together as little curated itineraries. So if you are wondering what some really cool stuff you can do in London for free are, please watch that video. I was low-key expecting it to perform a little bit better, but regardless, I appreciate everyone who watched it. And if you haven't, check it out. My other top earning videos were on my own in December, and the apartment hunting, of course. It really got me through this entire 2025 fiscal year. And that is my 2025 year in review. Obviously, if you stayed until the end, let's wrap it all up and bring all of those numbers together so you know exactly how much YouTube AdSense paid me in 2025. In total, I posted 24 long form videos, 31 shorts. I got 1.2 million views, which is incredible, and 76.4 thousand watch hours. I had 7.8 thousand subscribers join the channel. Thank you so much if you joined in the last year. So glad to have you here. Please let me know in the comments either like why you joined or what you would like to see more of from my channel. Really appreciate you being here. I had an RPM of £5.64, and with all of those videos uploaded, drum roll please, I made £3,672. Wow, money, yay, so exciting. Honestly, yeah, that's a really good amount of money from a small channel. So if you are wondering how much you might make as a small content creator, uploading fortnightly whilst still working your full-time job, that is what I made, and I didn't take any sponsorships or paid partnerships last year. There wasn't anything necessarily that felt aligned to what I wanted to share. And for the size of my channel, honestly, the amount of money to actually get paid out of those types of sponsorships whilst also still having to work full time were not economically viable for me, because I would have to create a contract, say a certain thing, film it, get it approved. It was just like a lot of steps that took away from, I guess, like my personal life and the sense of creativity and freedom I enjoy about YouTube. So all of that money is from AdSense alone. And then in terms of my most popular videos, I don't think there's going to be any surprises here, but in 2025, they were apartment hunting, what I spend in a week from 2024, and starting over and what I spend in a week from 2025. So that's where I made the most amount of money, and I hope this is helpful and you can take all of this into account if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel. And like I said at the beginning, keep in mind that there's a lot more than just the monetary benefits of YouTube. You can learn so much about yourself, create a bit of a community. I'm not sponsored by YouTube, obviously, so I don't know why I am boosting it up so much, because it's also a lot of hard work. So I'm just gonna tap out here and say goodbye. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you are. Bye.